Hey, welcome to the Follow Through. I'm Pastor Fred, and we are here to listen to God, right? We look at His Word, and He talks to us, right? He speaks to us, and then we want to live for Him and look at what He's saying and how does it apply to our life. So hit the subscribe button. I want you to share this with somebody in your life. If you could do that, that'd be awesome. Ring that bell so you get the notifications of these when they post. So we're in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. We had a little bit of a break from our Peace of Mind series. Had some other things happening, and now we're back. We're going to finish it out this week, and God's kind of calling us to think about, to dwell on, to really fill our minds with and our lives with what is excellent and what is praiseworthy. And so we're going to kind of cover some of those things this week. But I want to start with just the frustration that comes out of not having the tool that you need to do the job. I mean, how hard is it? Imagine if you had to fix your car with just a pair of pliers, right? Cars are complex. I mean, there's a lot of things, and there's just some stuff. Like imagine having to do an entire brake system, right? And all you have was a pair of pliers. It would be really, really difficult and really, really frustrating. And so what happens a lot in our lives, we need to do something, we need to accomplish something, but we just don't have what it takes. The tools aren't there. We just don't feel that they're even maybe accessible to us. So look at the passage that we want to look at, 2 Peter 1, verse 3, because I think it reminds us of what we have. Of what God has given to us, the things that we have available because of Him, because of His grace. It says in verse 3, it says, His divine power, God's divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness, right? We've granted everything that we need that would have to do with life and godliness. And how do we get that? Well, it's through the knowledge of Him who called us to His own glory and excellence. So God has a calling for us, right? There's a standard for how He wants us to live, and it's actually His own glory and excellence. And that's the very thing. It's knowledge of that, knowledge of Him. It's knowing who He is, knowing that He has this ability, right? He conquered death and the grave for us. And so I think what this means is, do you think He'd withhold anything from you? Do you think when it comes to you living your life and being a godly person and living in the freedom of the gospel, that He is going to come up empty or that He's going to leave you hanging? I don't think so. He's always going to be there to give us what we need. Not everything that we want, but when it comes to, as it says here, life and godliness, we've been called to His own glory and excellence. So that's a high standard. He wants us to do that, knowing, here's the thing, that when we live a life that way of excellence, a life that is, as He says, kind of in keeping with His own glory, we're just reflecting His own glory. Right? We're just showing the world what His glory and excellence looks like, what His standard looks like, what life in His care looks like when you're forgiven, when you're set free. We could be living examples of that, a living witness to the world around us. So I say, let's just do that. Let's go with that and not just worry about, oh no, I don't have what it takes. He's like, look, you've got it all. When it comes to living for Him, He's got you covered, all right? So we'll talk to you next time for another follow-through.